going on there, citizens of the Reject Nation? Greg here. I'm going to play for you the Last of Us video in just 1 second, but in case you did not already catch our special announcement, if you live in the Los Angeles area or if you're just visiting, Sunday, February 19th at 9 o'clock p.m., John Campea, Christian Harloff, and I are joining forces to do a live show. Tickets have been selling. Thank you to everyone who's already bought a ticket. It's going to be a night of comedy, a bunch of laughs, a lot of Quantumania, and then who knows whatever else, but maybe I can set them up to say something to get them canceled. I hope you're there.
What is happening there, citizens of the Reject Nation? We are here to watch the 4th episode of The Last of Us today. How are you, Andrew?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to see the continued journey of Bill and Frank.
Ladies and gentlemen, yes, this is on The Real Rejects, the gamer reaction. Non-gamer reaction with Tyra and John, which people are enjoying. That'll go up on Tuesday. But in the meantime, if you're here, please go ahead, leave a like. Also, leave down below what you thought about this episode that we have not yet seen. Also, subscribe and click the notification bell to get notified when our reaction for the next episode of The Last of Us is up here on this channel. Full-length reaction watch-alongs recently with your own copy of this series available for our super sexy rejects over at our Patreon page. We cover several things over there exclusively with reaction highlights and watch-alongs included. And disclaimer, we will make sure not to talk about anything that would happen in future episodes. We will only talk about what happens in this episode and how it pertains to the game. We will not spoil anything possibly for the future. We do our best. And I think I said everything that needs to be said. Let's watch the dang show now.
You talking to me?
It really is like a taxi driver scene. What gas station is that?
The one from Terminator 2, right? Ah, yes.
Nice. How does that work?
It's when liquid travels against gravity because pressure.
You don't know.
I know it works.
This is your fault then. It doesn't matter how much you push the envelope. It'll still be stationary.
Nah.
Volume 2 by Will Livingston. Volume 2. Look, you get it? 2? Like TLOU? What did the mermaid wear to her math class? An algebra. I stayed up all night, wondering where the sun went. And then it dawned on me. Here, let's make you all nostalgic.
Hank Williams.
This is actually before my time.
There we go. See how scene for scene this is.
Got something else.
Yeah.
I on the reading, but it has some interesting pictures.
No. Put that back. That's not for kids. Ellie,
What's wrong with that thing?
please get rid of it.
I told you horses. I want to see what all the fuss is about. Why are all these pages stuck together? I'm just with you.
Great recreation. Loved it.
And they made it land just like it.
Arby's.
Oh, oh yeah, from the last episode you mentioned Arby's. Wow.
These shots really captured the grim beauty.
All right, that's enough for today.
Thought we were getting into Logan territory here.
Chef Boyardee.
Slow down.
This is slow. What am I even eating?
That is 20-year-old Chef Boyardee ravioli.
That guy is good.
This is too remote for infected anyway.
People?
Dangerous people.
Actually smells kind of good.
Well, that would be Frank's then.
The rifle. I feel like it'd still be freezing.
With no fire, yeah. They're on the East Coast.
Joe!
What?
Can I ask you a serious question?
Yeah.
Why did the Scarecrow get an award?
Because he was outstanding in his field.
You dick!
That was good.
Did you read this?
No.
That was such an endearing
I'll
moment.
go to sleep.
I love that. He was really quick on his feet on that one.
There's no way anyone knows we're here, right? No one's gonna find us.
No one's gonna find us.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Ooh, that's sinister ass music. I'd be cradling that gun. Wow,
It's like the Terminator.
that level of paranoia, man. Coffee.
Joe loves it.
Oh, what the fuck is that?
You don't like coffee?
Seriously, what those Starbucks in the QZ used to sell? It smells like burnt shit.
Yes! I was waiting for that one.
What's his name?
Whose name?
Your brother.
Tommy.
Younger or older?
Younger.
Why isn't he with you?
So he enlists in the army right out of high school. A few months later, they ship him off to Desert Storm.
Got it.
12 years later, outbreak happens. He convinces me to join a group making their way up to Boston, which I did. That's where we met Tess.
It's cool to get this.
And then Tommy meets Marlene. She talks me to join in the Fireflies. Wants to save the world. Of course, last I heard, he quit the Fireflies too. So now he's on his own out there, and I gotta go get him.
Can't wait for you guys to reunite.
If you don't think there's hope for the world, why bother going on?
You haven't seen the world, so you don't know. Keep going for family.
I'm not family.
No. You're cargo.
What if you don't find him?
I will.
How do you know?
I'm persistent. You got up pretty early if you want to grab more sleep.
I'm not even tired.
Great transition.
That's a great jump cut. Oh, shit.
In Pittsburgh.
Stay put.
He called her cargo. Oh, you know. Come on, man. It's tense.
We can jog right around this tunnel. Take the next ramp. And we're back on the road minute tops.
Oh, boy. Just trying to see if anyone's like watching them.
Is the highway.
I can't tell from this. I'm all turned around.
Well, don't look at the state map. Look at the
I
inset.
don't know where we are in that either. This is my second day in a f***ing car, man. I mean, I think we're heading north.
Underworld, 2003, Matchstick Men. Yes.
Ooh.
Where the f*** is Fedra?
Hey! Please help!
Oh, no.
Put your seatbelt on.
You gonna help him?
No.
Oh! No!
Woo. Nicely done.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not hurt, nothing.
I don't think so.
Get out.
Just like the game.
Hey, even the off-screen shouting.
Yeah.
When I say go, you crawl to that wall, and you squeeze through, and you don't come out until I say, okay?
Damn.
Look at me. I'm not gonna hit you. You stay down, you stay low, you stay quiet. Okay.
Damn, that connection between them.
Yeah.
Shit.
This is intense.
Go!
Oh, the crawl.
Nicely done, Joe.
You motherfucker!
I'm in the mood for Doritos now.
Yeah.
Yikes. Get in there, Ellie.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, okay. Now you know what to do. Nice. One more.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's over. We're not fighting anymore.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know what to do. My legs don't work. My mom isn't far. If you can get me to her,
Finish the job, Joe.
Yeah, for sure.
we can be friends. I didn't know. I'm Brian.
Wow. So real.
You can have it. It's a good knife.
He's going to take it anyway.
Get back behind the wall. No. I'm sorry. Please. No, please.
Wow, this dude's bagging.
Don't ask to. I'm sorry. No, we can just stop. Mom!
Didn't waste the bullet.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Yeah, smart.
Ellie, I gotta get in there. I can't fit through.
There's some stuff against the door.
Can you move it?
Yes.
Let's go. Fast.
Right.
I really like the way they changed that scene
Yeah,
around.
different location than in the game.
Beyond that, like just more humanity to everyone.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm good.
She covers up.
Ha. Yep.
What else do you want me to say?
I don't know, the truth.
Kathleen,
Ah.
You know where Henry is.
Ha.
I wonder if this is the cell where my brother was beaten to death.
Kathleen, for God's sake, I delivered you.
You think I won't do it?
I'm your doctor.
That's a lot more depth to the hunters.
Who did this?
We think it was outsiders. We found a truck.
Ah, Jeffrey Pierce! That's cool.
Tommy! It sounds like Tommy.
Could be Mercs.
Will he live?
There's no chance. I'm sorry.
It's crazy. They're humanizing the hunters.
Yeah. Humanizing everyone.
Sorry for my excitement, guys, about Jeffrey Pierce, but I love Miss Tommy.
Yep. There it is.
Find every collaborator and kill them all.
Oh my God.
This is tense.
I know, it's like full on military rating. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not Fedra and they're not Fireflies, so who are they?
People.
Are we okay in here?
For a little bit, maybe.
Search for supplies.
They'll be coming through these places soon enough.
Feels like hiding out during World War II.
Are you okay?
I'm all right.
Not letting his guard down.
Are you all right?
Ooh, he asked her.
You shouldn't have had to, you know,
Well, you're glad I did, right?
when you're just a kid. I know what it's like. First time that you hurt someone like that. If you, well, I'm not good at this.
Yeah, you really aren't.
You shouldn't have had to. And I'm sorry.
Oh, the music.
well together, man.
Oh, yeah, perfect casting.
It wasn't my first time.
Should have mentioned that.
Finger off the trigger. Now, who taught you that?
Federal school.
Figures.
Haha.
There you go. Look at.
Never thought someone teaching someone how to hold a gun was so adorable.
You put it in your pack. You shoot your damn ass off.
That's how the season ends. She shoots her ass off.
We'll get through this.
I know.
Damn, they're good.
I know. Amazing. Amazing.
No sign of them. You?
Yeah.
I want to see a scene where he talks to Gabriel Luna.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Yes. Love finding stuff like that.
He's fucking close. I can feel it.
Yeah.
What?
I like these additional layers of
Oh,
making
yeah.
the hunt for Henry and Sam.
Yeah. Also, it feels a lot more personal, too. There's a reason that they're hunting for them rather than it's just random. Whoa. Is that what we think it is?
Ooh! Is it gonna happen right now?
I didn't think it was going to happen this early.
When do we tell the others?
Not yet.
She said in episode 2, bomb.
Let's just handle what we have to handle. We can deal with this after.
Kathleen.
After.
Oh, she's blinded by vengeance.
Seal off the building for now.
Oh,
Okay?
Yeah.
damn the consequences. I'm going to get Henry and Sam.
It's just part of the Last of Us world, man.
Yeah.
1, 2.
Boost.
Straighten up.
The Joel Ellie boost. Is that our first one?
Of the show, yeah.
Yeah.
Take a look around first.
Where'd you be without me, huh?
By now, Wyoming.
Oh, yeah. Walked into that one. We're going on 42 flights.
45.
Whoa.
Wow, this is so scary.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, you know that guy who said he was hurt? How did you know it was an ambush?
I've been on both sides. It was a long time ago. We did what we needed to survive.
You and Tess?
And the people we were with.
Done some horrible things.
Did you kill innocent people?
Come on.
Do what you have to survive.
To survive, yep.
Oh,
33 floors, that's good.
Who hasn't been to the gym in a while?
Come on,
give me a minute.
get up, you lazy ass.
Lazy ass. 56 years old, you little shit.
Smart. Smart. Just don't step on that in the morning.
You sure you're gonna hear it?
Of course I'll hear it. That's the damn point. When we were talking about hurting people, what did you mean it wasn't your first time?
I don't want to talk about it.
You don't have to. I'm just saying.
Like how he's trying to grow an interest in her and asking her questions.
So it gets easier when you get older.
No, not really.
The reason I asked whether you'd hear the glass or not is because I've noticed you don't hear too well from your right side. Is it because you were shot there?
Probably more from shooting. So if you want to keep your hearing, you stick to that knife.
Hey. Just keep turning back and forth to each other. Push and pull.
Joel,
Did you know diarrhea is hereditary?
What?
Yeah. It runs in your genes.
It's a good tension breaker. Made him. Oh, I love that.
That is so goddamn stupid.
You laughed, mother.
I didn't laugh. Jesus, I'm losing it.
You're losing it big time.
Oh, this is so cute.
Oh.
I know, seriously. It's got the feels. They really nailed those two casting choices.
Joel!
Oh, shit. Oh, damn.
Tease. Such a tease.
Can't go into it, though. If we know what's going on, but we can't go into it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, again, we're not going to go into spoilers, but
Wow.
the future events. But
Oh, I'm so sad it's over.
that was, I'm telling you, the pacing of this shit through the first 4 episodes is unbelievable.
I'm so bummed.
I know. Like, no, I want more.
Yeah, I thought that was great. I'm really digging the show an awful lot.
Yes.
You know, like it's a great tease at the end. But I would like to go into it a little bit, but
Yeah.
I mean, even if you haven't played the game, I think it's pretty obvious who those two characters are, right?
I should hope the audience who hasn't played the game knows who those two characters are. They kind of mention them throughout the episode.
Yeah. So it should be pretty apparent who they are. But I like the way they ended off for an introduction with them here. I think that's really great, especially for non-gamers. For people, I wouldn't say non-gamers, but for just people who haven't played the game. I think that's really smart. But I mean, beyond that, like the emotional focus and intensity of this episode, I think is so solid. You know, like something that we were talking about in Heavy Spoilers video is how a common phrase for actors is this thing called the prior moment. Basically, like, what is your prior moment before doing a certain scene? So that often affects how your current scene is going down, right? So sometimes in this show, what they'll do is have these scenes that are like dialogue-wise, word for word, but they'll more than just change location, the prior moment leading into this scene where they're ripping straight out the dialogue from a scene, it'll still feel completely different because it's got a different prior moment leading into it, or a different placement of when they decide to show this particular word-for-word scene, like the scene on the staircase, for example, you know, and talking about hurting innocent people and stuff like that. And other moments throughout, you know, like the car placement scene was almost like exactly from the game, like at the very beginning.
Also, too,
with the magazine and
with
stuff,
her, with him in the game, he gets extremely upset at her when she takes the gun and shoots the guy.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, because that whole thing was very different in the game.
Yes.
Now that we've gone to that point, like there's this whole sequence that happened at was it a hotel or
It was
something?
a hotel, yes.
It was a little bit after. No, it was not a little bit after Tess died. It was after Bill.
It was after the Bill. It was
Yeah.
around this time. It was just a little further along than that specific location where they crashed the car.
But I love the addition that they do here because, you know, like in the game when she does shoot that guy, it's just some random guy who tried to drown Bill. Like it's just not Bill, Joel. It's some random guy who tried to drown Joel. And then here, this dude's like
Humanizing moment.
begging, my name's Brian. Like, please don't. And it drives home that point of harsher decisions and like harsher choices you have to make for survival. And it makes it more heartbreaking because like I'm not heartbroken for the guy,
Of course.
but you know, it makes the choice a little bit harder to adapt to when, oh, now this person has a name, this person has an identity, this person's crying. Like it's a whole new ball game when you're dealing with that level of emotion.
Feels more real.
Yeah, it adds a more realistic touch, and even cutting to Ellie, you know, on her own private time, you know, shedding a tear over what just happened. Whereas it was a little more badass in the game, and here you're seeing And and I like that they did that because I remember in the game thinking Ellie might be a little bit more like what we actually saw here in the show, where she does get like very like they do have that conversation that you see, but this is something that I like actually cutting to the perspective of her immediate aftermath and the struggle of what she just dealt with in that moment, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's interesting you say that about the the moment before that happens, because that was literally what I was thinking. In terms of that specific moment where she shoots the guy in the game versus where she shoots him here, and then the discussion that they have. Yeah, a lot of the dialogue is very similar, but because of similar situations but different parts, like. That whole exchange happens in the game like immediately after, with him getting very mad at her. Whereas in this, it happens a short time after, because they've gone to hiding now. Where you made a great comparison, felt like World War II, where they're hiding from soldiers. So I thought that was a great comparison. But yeah, and also too, I think an interesting touch that they did in this is in the game. For those of you who have not played, we kind of mentioned it during the reaction. The hunters are not touched upon, other than they're just hunting for whoever is out there, and they just want to kill it. There's no specific reason other than they're just hunting you.
They're just cold-blooded assholes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I actually like the touch of, there's no black and white. There is some gray there of, these characters are more humanized now. They've got this leader, Kathleen, played by Melanie. Do you remember that?
LeBlanc. Linsky.
Melanie Linsky from 2.5 Men and Ever After with Drew Barrymore. But I actually
She's
like...
made up, right?
What?
She's not in the game, right?
No.
Kathleen's on it. I was like watching it going.
Yeah, Kathleen is not a character in the game, and again with the hunters, we don't ever see a leader in the video game. So again, I thought that was an interesting touch. The whole revenge story about two certain specific or one specific character that she kept on mentioning, and again, it just adds a very humanizing touch to the character. It adds a lot more layer and depth. Now, when you play the games, like, okay, no, even though it's different contexts, of course, but you can play it around in your mind now. But that's one of the things I really love about this show is they're not slaves to the game. Yes, they want to get some, visual imagery that they want to pay respect to. Yes, there are lines of dialogue they do want to pay respect to. But they take, they expand upon things. We've mentioned that plenty of times, but they do it in a very smart and provocative way. And again, I really wasn't even thinking like, oh yeah, watching the first 3 episodes, they're definitely going to expand upon the hunters and give an in-depth leader where I'm going to feel a little more like kind of sympathizing for the leader and why they're searching for these characters, but at the same time, I don't want them to find the characters. So it's like, again, there's no black and white. There's a gray area in there. So I thought that was a very smart decision by Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann. And again, just really interesting, expanding upon the hunters. And I know, I'm sorry I shouted so loudly when we saw Jeffrey Pierce. I was just so excited. I wasn't expecting to see him right there. But that was so cool that they got him in there. Yeah, I made the joke that it'd be awesome if we could get him with Gabriel Luna. I want to get Troy Baker, do a scene with Joel. I want to get Ashley Johnson, do a scene with Belly. So let's make it happen, Neil Druckmann. I know the show's been shot, but just re-edit, go back in there.
It would be neat. I'm finding myself on the experience of this is interesting because I'm finding myself like there's so many times where I'm like, that is from the game. But before in like the first couple episodes, I'd be like, this is straight from the game. Like I'd be freaking out. But now I'm like, I'm so immersed in the show that I'm just like having a kind of a quiet acknowledgement in my head. Like that is in the game. But I've just adapted so much to this new version that it's just kind of cool to take it on its. I'm really finding myself taking it more on its own now more than ever, versus just constantly thinking so much about the game. Even when I'm reminded of scenes of like, oh yeah, I remember this line of this exchange and stuff like that, because the way the friendship is, the kinship, I would say more so, the kinship between Ellie and Joel is developing. While similar, it feels different.
Yeah,
there's more of a offbeat pairing about the two of them, in this one. Yet the chemistry and the coalition of them still gels very much. It still gels very well. Yet I think like physically, there's just something about the way that they look that makes them a little bit more of an oddball pairing. But that makes it more charming to me versus because like, what I mean by that is if you were to just show me the cover of the Last of Us game and you showed me Joel and Ellie and you said they were father and daughter, I'd be like, okay. Like they look like their father and daughter, right? Where here you really get the sense of strangers who are forming a kinship here. And I like that kind of odd pairing between them. It drives home that character development even more. And having these like things with the riddles and the little jokes that they're making and
the puns,
yeah, the puns and when to place them, riddles. when to
thought this was the Hobbit,
hardcore riddles to solve. But the placements of those scenes and like having the camping moments and watching in the private time of his protection for her growing, and I love the scene when he is struggling to connect with her
and open up. Yeah,
they'd be like, "Hey, are you?" All he needs to be like is, "Are you okay?" And it's cool watching Pedro Pascal do it because we've seen him do so many performances, and to see him play a guy who has because like an actor's job is to connect and be vulnerable. So to see a guy really like be such a believable version of someone who can't do that is really it's intriguing to me on a lot of levels.
There was one thing specifically I mentioned. If all else fails, there's one thing they have. This was during our trailer reaction, the final trailer reaction of this show. If all else fails, there's one thing they have to nail in this show, and that's the relationship and the chemistry between Joel and Ellie. And so far through 4 episodes, I mean, hook, line, and sinker. It's been absolutely beautiful. It's endearing. It's adorable. Yeah, there are some. You made really good analysis on some differences from the game to what we're seeing on the show. In spirit, I feel a lot of similarities. But yes, I agree with what you're saying. But I mean, there's just so many little character moments that I just deeply appreciate, and I'm just getting so emotional. I mean, obviously, I'm emotionally connected with these characters in the game, obviously, but I'm talking just straight up from the show. The chemistry that these two actors have with each other, with Belly and with Pedro Pascal, is just unbelievable. The rapport they have, you just instantly get, at least for me, you just instantly get connected with these two characters. I just really love watching them. I think my favorite part too, yes, it's the softer, more vulnerable moments that I deeply appreciate. And those are probably some of my favorite moments, but I love when they bag on each other. Like, there's just something there's something so cute and endearing about that. And also too, as I pointed out, when he was showing her how to use the gun, like, again, I normally wouldn't say that that's cute, but that was really adorable. Just everything they do, it just gets me more emotionally attached to these two characters, and they're both just doing such a wonderful job. I know everyone, when Belly was originally cast, like, she doesn't look like Ellie. Now, granted, I had never seen Game of Thrones. I heard she does a phenomenal job on that show, but I mean, to me, she's just doing such an amazing job as Ellie. She's just like, again, she's got that badass persona and that smart mouth, but the chemistry that she invokes with Pedro Pascal, it's really beautiful to watch. They're so electric together on screen, and it's really beautiful to watch. It's so endearing. So I really love what they're doing with each other. The rapport that they have with each other. It's really sweet.
Well, I'm really taking it. I find myself comparing way less and just taking the show on its own merits as time goes on. And I love that experience. And I think episode 3 really helps set the playing field for that.
Good point.
Because episode 3 is so different that it is easier to kind of just take whatever I'm getting now on like just what is the show doing and just leave it at that, and because Pedro Pascal's version of Joel feels very different to me than Troy Baker's. And it's cool to have Bella Ramsey here, whose version feels very akin to
Ashley Johnson.
It feels so akin to it, yet doesn't feel like she's playing Ellie. It feels like she's, it sounds so pretentious to say. It sounds like she's being Ellie,
Yeah.
And I love that you got one that feels very, in a lot of ways, very accurate to the game, and then one that feels like they are doing their own thing, but both feel very natural and nuanced and lived in. And I'm really falling for the tone of it, and so much of the character development of these two seems to be in a lot of just moments of quiet moments, private moments where there's exchange of looks and not like big dialogue scene. Like the dialogue's important, but so much of the character development and the understanding of them seems to just be in the body language and in the eyes.
Oh, for sure.
And again, like the private moments. I think that's really neat. Like to have a moment like where Ellie's crying by herself, and then the next scene when she's with Joel, it's like she wasn't crying. She doesn't even play it like she's covering up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you would, if they deleted the whole thing of her crying, you would not have thought for a second that she's covering up tears. And I think that makes it even more real because it's a real version of covering up.
Yeah, no, and just adding on to what you say too, like one of the last scenes that we saw there where Joel just thought that pun joke was just so stupid, and you see him finally smiling, letting his guard down, and you just kind of see that humanity starting to come back towards Joel, and that love that he felt, the love he had for Sarah, and the love and protection, and now it's that he feels that way towards Ellie. It's just really blossoming really nicely. So
Yeah,
I love it. And granted, we're not going to talk about what we think was underground that was starting to come up. Although gamers, you probably know it.
you know exactly what the fuck.
You know,
you know what's coming off from underground.
Yeah, you know it's coming. But I think like one thing I did appreciate about that moment with Kathleen is she's so blinded by revenge, which again I can't go into spoiler territory about future events, not in the first game. I just think it's an interesting theme, again, being so blinded by revenge to get your target that you're going to sacrifice everything else and, lose your humanity over it. It's an interesting, theme to come by, and just to see that. Again, I like when they play around with that. I think it's very interesting. So I just didn't expect to get so many different layers here with the hunters. I should have thought about that, with what they did in episode 3 and how much they've expanded just in general with the first 2 episodes. But that's why this show is so smart. I'm like, I don't give any damns about the hunters in the game. Like,
No.
shoot and kill them all. But like here, it's again, while I of course want them to defend themselves, I don't want Joel, Ellie, and the 2 characters we saw at the end to get hurt. Of course, I don't want any of them to get hurt. Of course not. But again, just when you humanize and give us an emotional connection to these characters and a relatability, it's like, damn, Neil and Craig, very nice touch, because I hated these assholes in the game. Like, I wanted them to die so bad.
Well, that's the cool part about it is while there's, like in that whole thing with when the truck gets smashed and then they fight the hunters and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, while there's like some good visual motifs that harken back to the gameplay of that moment, what I like about what this show does so well is that it doesn't feel like they're just trying to recapture what the gameplay looks like. They really drive home the humanity and the violence. Like, the violence hits, and they more go for the emotion that the characters must be experiencing in this moment, more than let's do a cool visual recreation of the gameplay. Because there's a scenario where you could do that. That's what most video game adaptations would attempt to do and really fail at it. And then here they don't even seem bothered by it. While there's like little parts, for the most part, I'm not like, oh damn, they're doing that thing that looks like just a cool moment from when you're playing in the game. And I like that they lean more into, they keep it all thematically and emotionally based, and even in the scenes where they could just easily go, let's recreate what the gameplay's like.
Yeah, for sure. And it's also interesting too, in the last 2 episodes, we barely, I mean, obviously in this episode, we didn't really see any I don't think we saw any infected in the last episode.
Well, I mean, a big part of Last of Us is man versus man.
Yeah, no, of course. But my point is that's why I try and tell people who have never played the game, like, yes, there are zombies or infected, whatever you want to say. Yes, they are in there, but they're really a backdrop part of the game. They're not. It's not a zombie infected type of game where that's the main focus. Like, it's a part of the world. But that's what
primal survival humanity is. What this show is about. The world is about.
Yeah, but I think they're doing a great job of, like, taking a little break from the infected on a couple episodes, and then getting into the humanity of these characters, fleshing out these characters, showing us survival of the fittest moments and all that stuff. So again, just the stuff they're doing with Ellie and Joel is, I really love these 2 actors so much.
Yeah.
They're just they're
great,
so great together. So and also too, I mentioned this right at the start of the review. This show, I know we're only 4 episodes in. Again, this is through 4 episodes. This is one of the best paced shows I've ever seen.
It's really well paced.
It's
Yeah,
really,
well paced.
There's never moments where I'm like, even on the last episode, what was it, like an hour and 15, whatever it was, I was like, even when they go slow burn, when they go action, I'm never like, this is really dragging. It's really off balance with the pacing is really not there. They're always right. And again, that's not it. For someone who has like watched other people in film and know people who work in the film industry, it's not an easy thing to balance and get something well paced. It's very hard actually. And through 4 episodes, absolutely they've nailed it in my opinion.
They're executing the shit out of this, and I'm loving it.
Yep.
All right, guys, what do you think about this episode? Leave your thoughts down below. Look out for John and Tara's reaction, and you can follow Andrew on Twitter. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, especially if you made it this far in the video. Please subscribe if you haven't done so, and we will talk with you all soon. Thank you for being here.